Hello, I'm Michael Reed of AuthenticAstrology.com. If you're interested in scheduling a consultation with me, please feel free to do so through the Astrological Services page, which you will find linked above. In addition to that, tomorrow night, which is Monday, the 3rd of June, I am holding a free taster class at 9 p.m. London time on my Logitati Avastas webinar course. There's a free taster class. If you'd like to join in on that class, you can do so by sending me an email through the link that you'll see above. So between now and the 18th of October, Jupiter is transiting Jyeshtha Nakshatra. Preceding this particular transit, you've likely been through some difficult experiences. And those difficult experiences have either, built up a resentment in you, or it's brought you to a level where you recognize that you need to approach things with a greater level of humility. I hope for your case it's the latter, because actually that's the best approach to this circumstance. It's not that, we're egotistical, idiots or anything like that, and, that we are just jerks or anything, right? It's more that, going through this experience that we all go through of consciousness, it's really rough business. And so when we're going through that experience, we need a strong sense of self to navigate it, right? And when things are uncertain, when things are unclear, then we feel like we have to tap into a greater reservoir of strength within us, even if we don't feel like we really have it. And so then we become somewhat bolstered, with a false sense of bravado. And that takes us to a space where really on a certain level, it's hard to see clearly, because what's happening is we're kind of shutting ourselves off from one aspect of our being, right? We're thinking that this mind has to figure things out. It has to run the show, rather than recognizing that this mind just needs to tune in to what's going on around it and see things from a space of equanimity rather than quite as deep of a space of judgment. When the mind can do that, then we begin to see what's necessary. Then we can develop a plan of attack, as it were, but not until we reach that space. Here are some interesting concepts. Jupiter is a planet that's of the Jiva kingdom, okay? And Jyeshtha Nakshatra is also a Jiva Nakshatra. Now, with the Jiva energy, there's always a lesson of when do I assert myself? And equally, when do I submit to something higher? Well, that something higher that you're needing to submit to is not something outside of you. It's something within you, and it's something that's all around you. But the problem is you've shut yourself off from that by feeling that you needed to assert a greater level of authority in order to deal with the particular situation. And it's no wonder, it's been feeling to you like you've been walking the razor's edge and, like one step in the wrong direction and you're going to fall off. And so you've been feeling like you've been having to kind of be strong and be firm. But sometimes when we're too strong, or rather when we try to be too strong and we try to be too firm, we develop this one-pointed direction, which isn't always a bad thing when that one-pointed direction is leading us in the right direction, right? But sometimes we're meant to take an alternate course, and that requires that we have the capacity to be able to look in different directions rather than looking straight forward. Here's a really interesting thing. You can find out a lot about the nakshatras by understanding the body part that they're associated with. And Jyeshtha Nakshatra is connected to the neck. And what do we do with the neck? We turn it so that we can see. Imagine if you ever had a stiff neck, all you can do really is look forward. Somebody calls your name, you're going like this, and all of a sudden you're turning your entire body around, which requires a lot more energy. So the neck allows us to turn our head and see things in many different directions. Here's another interesting thing. Jupiter is a planet that looks everywhere equally. There's some really profound keys there. So in the coming months, you need to look everywhere equally. rather than in the direction that you have been feeling has to be the answer, right? Now, it's likely that you've been coming to a clearer understanding of this, again, most likely because you've been put through a rather, humbling experience. Interestingly enough, the deity that's connected to Jyeshtha Nakshatra is Indra. Throughout mythology, Indra is always facing these situations where, because of his pride, he's confronted with some humiliating circumstances. And there's no coincidence as to why Indra is connected to Jyeshtha Nakshatra. So in order to really conquer the demon that you're dealing with, or conquer the battle that you're facing, you're not going to achieve this just by a sheer exertion of your might. You have to see things clearly. Indra also rules the senses. He's conquered the senses. And when you've conquered the senses, that's when you're able to look upon everything equally. So don't be afraid in these coming months, again between now and mid-October, to do some soul searching. If something comes your way which, kind of hurts your pride, don't take it as hurting your pride. Instead, take it as giving you an opportunity to take a look at something and see things through a clearer perspective that you were not able to see it from before. Now, this particular transit is going to affect each of us in different areas of our life, dependent upon what Jupiter rules in your horoscope, or where Jupiter might be placed, and equally what Jupiter's interacting with in your horoscope. If you'd like more information on that, you can schedule a consultation with me through my astrological services page. Once again, that is found at the link above. That's going to do it for this look at Jupiter's transit through Jyeshtha Nakshatra between now and the 18th of October 2019. Until next time, please do take the very best care of yourself. Bye now.